Hi, in this video, I'm going to talk about the claim check pattern. This pattern is very useful when you want to send a larger message. So you have an app, you have a producer app, and you have a consumer app, and then the producer app wants to send some messages to the consumer app. So in such case, we can think about using some kind of message queue, something like Kafka or Amazon SQS, and also. So it will be, this architecture is good as long as the message size is very small. But what happens if the message is very large? So you can't put all those informations in a message queue, because the message queue has some limit on the message size. So for example, for Kafka, the maximum message that can be sent in that queue is like a 1 MB. So you can't send that a larger message. So you need to think about a different way. And also, if your message is very large, then you're just taking more resources and also bandwidth. So it is not advisable to send a larger message in a message queue kind of thing. So we need to think about using a different pattern, so then we have this pattern, claim check pattern. And let me just go to the diagram so that we can easily get the idea of this pattern. So here, if you just look at this diagram, so we have a sending applications, which is a producer applications, and a receiving application, which is a consumer applications. So we have a message with data. So assume that the data contains images, or or audio files, or some video files or something like that. So the producer applications, what this will do is it will store this information in a database or data store or something. Or data store could be anything, it could be database or object storage, anything. So it will store this information in a data store, and then it creates a claim check, something like a token. And then it will post the it will create a message with this claim check token kind of things. And then the receiver applications consume this message. And then this message contains a claim check, so it will go back to the data store to get the it will go to the appropriate data store to get the actual message that has all the images, video files, and audio files and everything. And then it will just recreate that message, and then just it will just use this informations, and then just the proper thing here. So the advantage of this pattern is we are not sending a larger data in a message queue, so we are good with that. And also it is easy to implement. And also the main drawback in this approach is it increases the latency here, because if you want to send a message to a message queue, it will be direct things, but we are introducing an additional flow here. So the producer application has to post the data, has to store the data in a data store, and it has to create a claim check, and then it has to post that message in the message queue. So and the receiver application has to read this message and then get the data from the data store. Yeah, it always increase the latency. And the one drawback, and another drawback is you have to remove this data from the data store. And if the message is huge or large, we don't want to, if the data is very huge or large, then we don't want to keep the data forever. So the receiver applications, as soon as it gets the data from the data store, it has to delete that messages. So we are introducing an additional flow there. So yeah, but you have to think about everything. But this is a good pattern when you want to send a larger message in a message queue. So for example, you can have a hybrid approach. So if a message size is very small, then you can send that message as is, and you don't want to use the data store. But if the message size is very large, then you can follow these patterns. In this way, you can follow you can follow a different you can follow a proper approach. So if the message is very small, then our application's latency is not going to be increased, it will be same. But if the message is large, then it will slightly increase the latency, but it should be fine. Because if we can't break the large message into multiple pieces, then you can think about using this pattern. So yeah, this is a good pattern. I will give the this page links in the description of my video. Please take a look at it, and if you have any questions, please feel free to add your comments. Thank you.